And before the second half of the season begins, we're going to be talking about the first half of the season. We're going to start off with some of our biggest surprises of the season, some of our biggest disappointments of the season, and as well as give out our mid-season awards. So without further ado, biggest surprise. One of the biggest surprises for me has been the way the Houston Astros have just been a dominant force in the AL West.
Yeah, I mean, the Houston Astros have really came out of nowhere. I believe right now they're at 60-29 going into the All-Star break. I mean, basically they got the NL West.
They have a 16.5 lead
AL West.
over second place.
Yeah, I mean.
So, I mean, they pretty much have that division locked up. And while, we expected the Astros to be a good team since they were a playoff team last year, I didn't expect them to be this good.
No, not at all. You got young players like Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve, George Springer. They've totally just had breakout years. They have been on fire. Their offense has just been scoring runs like crazy. You got Dallas Keuchel. He's been amazing. He had a bad year last year, but he's really bounced back. He's having a Cy Young type of year.
Yeah, I mean, they're a machine right now. And unlike the Chicago Cubs last year, where they kind of had a little bit downward slump near the All-Star break, the Astros just kept on going.
Kept on rolling.
And they look primed to be a World Series favorite going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Another surprise has been Aaron Judge, who's kind of come out of nowhere, although he's been a hyped-up prospect.
Yeah.
He's kind of come out of nowhere and he's had 30 home runs at the All-Star break.
Yeah, this was really surprising considering last year how well Gary Sanchez was really the leader of the New York Yankees. He had 23 home runs in 50-something games, and Aaron Judge really struggled last year. I think he was batting below 200. So, I mean, this year everyone knew the name, they knew the prospect, they knew he had lots of talent, but he didn't put it together yet. But I don't think anyone could have predicted 30 home runs in the All-Star break.
And ended up winning the home run derby.
Yeah, for a rookie, I mean, that's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely the lead vote getter to win the Triple Crown.
Yep.
I mean, he's batting .330. He's got 30 RBIs. I mean, the man's 6'7".
Yeah.
He's just a beast.
Yeah, 6'7", 280, I think.
Yeah.
Is what they said during the home run derby, which is insane. He's had a great year, and the Yankees are primed to be in the playoffs, which has really been surprising since they were in rebuilding mode last year.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
I don't think anyone expected the Yankees to be this good right now.
Yeah.
I think everyone thought, maybe in a few more years they'd be contending, so they're a little bit ahead of the rebuild process, which was good for them, and Aaron Judge has been a huge part of that.
Yeah, well, going over to the National League, the Milwaukee Brewers have kind of come out of nowhere as well with a 50-41 record, and they're in first place in the NL Central.
Yeah, the Milwaukee Brewers, I mean, they were a team last year, they didn't make the playoffs, and everyone thought this year it'd be the Cubs and the Cardinals, and even the Pirates really battling for first place, and basically the NL Central has really been a disappointment so far.
It's been a very weak division, and probably the weakest division, I'd say.
Yeah, this year definitely, and I mean, the Brewers have taken advantage of bad play so far by the rest of the teams, and I mean, they're a team that's kind of been going under the radar right now.
Yeah, they currently have a 5.5 game lead, which, I mean, some people might say it's not a lot, but that will be significant, especially with the way the Cubs and Cardinals have been struggling lately.
Yeah.
And staying in the National League, the National League West, they could be sending 3 teams to the playoffs when you look at the Rockies, Arizona, as well as the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NL West this year is by far the best conference right now. I mean, 3 playoff teams coming from one division. That's incredible. That's been so much fun to watch. It's definitely going to be fun to watch, towards the end of the year when those 3 teams will be battling out for first place. And you got players like Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Clayton Kershaw, Cody Bellinger.
Yep.
I mean, just all this star power in the NL West.
In terms of talent. And in the American League, going back there, Jason Vargas has come out of nowhere and leading the AL and ERA.
Yeah, that's got to be the biggest surprise for me this year. I mean, he's 34 years old. Everyone knew, he was a pretty good pitcher, but to be leading the AL and ERA for the Kansas City Royals, who have surprisingly done pretty well this year, they're still in the playoff hunt. I mean, he's had a fantastic first half of the season.
Especially with all the pitching talent in that conference with Chris Sale on Boston having a good year. So, going from biggest surprises of the season, let's go to our biggest disappointments, because there have been some disappointing things, and we'll start off with the San Francisco Giants. How a lot of people were expecting them to be a contending team again with the NL West, but they're in last place currently in their division.
Yeah, how many games back are they right now?
I don't have it right up here, but
okay.
I think
they're over 20 games back, which is completely surprising. I mean, you got Madison Bumgarner, Buster Posey. I mean, everyone expected the Giants to be competing for World Series titles for years, and I mean, right now they're just not looking like the Giants we've seen before. You know, you've seen bad pitching from Johnny Cueto and Jeff Samardzija, and you know they've really been battled by the injury bug recently.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it's just the injuries or if it's just they're just having a really down year. But I mean, there's still the talent is there. Maybe it's just the fact they're in a loaded division. And they're just having a down year. But another team that's really been surprising, and I gotta say this, I mean, what the hell is going on with the Chicago Cubs? I mean, this is supposed to be the team, and this is our team. The Chicago Cubs, this is our team. We root for them. Won the World Series last year, broke the curse, and I guess the curse is still going on. I think they might have signed a deal with the devil or something like that, because they've been about as up and down of a team as you could imagine this year. I think they're 43-45 right now, 5.5 games behind. And they just define mediocrity right now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as us as Cubs fans, if there was a team that has this much talent to struggle this much, unfortunately, it would be the Cubs. And I mean, I'm really hoping in the second half of the year they could turn it around, but I mean, it's just doesn't even look like the same Cubs. I mean, it's basically the same team that won the World Series, which is just the mind-blowing part of like what is going on with them. Is it the World Series hangover? Are they starting another curse? I mean, I hope not, but I mean, it's been tough to watch. Really.
I mean, they've had some troubles with their starting pitching. But their bullpen, for the most part, has been very good. It's just that their hitting has been probably their weakest part. I mean, I don't think they have a guy hitting over 300 besides maybe John Jay. He's not even a main contributor. Like, he doesn't even start most games. So, I mean, it's really mind-boggling. Like, Chris Bryant's having a down year. Anthony Rizzo had a hot streak when he got put in the first of the order. But other than that, I mean, they've just been really bad. And, you know, Kyle Schwarber, we thought he would be a huge piece for them. You know, coming off the ACL, had a good World Series with them. And spanning in the 170s. I mean, just awful.
They actually ended up demoting him for a while. And, I mean, I don't think besides John Jay, the next highest hitter is like 260 something. I mean, like, they've just been wildly inconsistent. I mean, I guess if there is any hope, it's that they definitely haven't played their best baseball. Not even close to it yet, and they got lots more games to go. They're still somehow in this. They're in the division still in the weak NL Central this year. So I mean, they still have a chance, but I mean, their stars have very underperformed. Jake Arrieta does not look anything like we saw him last year, and you know, besides like a few guys, most of the guys have been very well underperforming.
Maybe the All-Star break will be kind of a wake-up call for them to get back into the groove.
And they were the first team to ever be World Series champion and not have a player return to the All-Star game.
Their only All-Star, Wade Davis, ended up blowing the All-Star game for the NL, so that's kind of been how their luck has gone this year. But let's go to our mid-season awards. Let's start with you. Who are your mid-season awards?
Right now for AL MVP, I have Aaron Judge. I mean, this guy has just been unbelievable. He's been so much fun to watch. He's really, I mean, this guy could be the new face of baseball. He is just, I mean, he won the home run derby as a rookie. He is just killing it right now. He's a really good dude. For the AL Cy Young, I got Chris Sale. He has just had an excellent year for Boston. I mean, striking guys out at a crazy rate. This guy is my pick to be the Cy Young right now. He has just had a terrific season. Really taking over the roles of number one over David Price. When they handed him that huge contract, they expected him to be the guy, and he's really struggled in Boston. But Chris Sale, you know, I guess he's been picking up for him. But for the NL MVP, I got to go with Nolan Arenado. He has been the resurgent for the Colorado Rockies. This guy has it all. I mean, he's got a great glove, great arm. I mean, he's a guy who hits for power. He hits for average. I think right now he already has 70 RBIs going into the break, which is just insane. I mean, he can do it all. He's a total stud. Right now, he doesn't really get the recognition he deserves because he plays for Colorado, and he plays in a hitter's ballpark. So it's like people kind of like don't believe in his power almost, but like, I mean, the guy is the real deal. And then finally for the NL Cy Young, I got Max Scherzer. He's got a 2.10 ERA. That's the best in the NL. He's been having a terrific season. I mean, he year in, year out, he always seems like he's in the Cy Young race, and he's just a great pitcher.
Well, for me, for my AL MVP, I have Mike Trout. He's simply the best player in baseball, And, there's been a lack of team success. Obviously, the Angels haven't been good ever since he's been there.
Yeah.
But when you look at some of the advanced statistics, I mean, he just blows everyone away in almost every single category. When you're looking at every single category for a baseball player, he just blows everyone away. He's the best player in the American League and maybe in all of baseball. So I just got to give it to him.
He's the definition of a five-tool player.
Yeah. For my AL Cy Young, I have Jason Vargas, who is the ERA leader in the American League. He's just been very good, very surprising. And I'd love to see a young guy, get the recognition over some of these maybe guys like Chris Sale, who's a big name. He's been doing this for a while. But Jason Vargas, he's had a great year. I think he deserves the AL Cy Young if he keeps this up.
He's actually not a young guy. He's 34 years old, which is surprising.
Exactly,
But he just had a fantastic start of the year, though, so I agree with that.
For my NL MVP, I have Bryce Harper. Again, he's the biggest name in the National League. With Chris Bryant having an off year, he's been excellent again this year. And the Washington Nationals have just been pretty much dominating that division as well. When we talk about the Houston Astros and their dominance, Washington Nationals have been a pretty dominant team as well. Yeah. So I mean, if he can keep that up, I think he can win that as well. And with the NL Cy Young, I have to go with Clayton Kershaw. He's the best pitcher in baseball. He's not having quite as dominant of a year as usual, but, I mean, he's Clayton Kershaw, and for him to not be as dominant would be a dominant year for any other pitcher.
Which is crazy to say that he's not having his usual dominant year, because he still has a 2.18 ERA.
He's only a few
he's very close to Scherzer.
All right, well, that wraps up our thoughts on the first half of the MLB season. Definitely been a lot of surprising, a lot of excitement so far. And there's going to be a lot of nitty-gritty battles for those last playoff positions in both the National League and the American League.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yep, thank you guys.